The Detroit Lions are cooking up something big. Trade talks are buzzing, and major roster moves could be on the way, but that's just the start. Big names are circulating in draft discussions, and free agency rumors are picking up steam. The front office has a plan. Now it's about execution. Who's on the trade block? Which prospects could reshape the roster? And which free agents might land in Detroit? So, the first story is, the Detroit Lions are working phones, and trade talks are heating up. The front office isn't sitting back after a deep playoff run. They know this team is close, but close isn't enough when it comes to snatching the championship. Every contender in the league is looking for that one move that takes them over the top, and Detroit is obviously no different. Myles Garrett, that's the name everyone's talking about. The Cleveland Browns superstar edge rusher has been rumored to want out, and teams are lining up. But here's where things get interesting. Garrett was spotted having a conversation with Aiden Hutchinson at an event. Reportedly, it wasn't just small talk. When two elite pass rushers come that close, everyone starts connecting the dots. If the Lions land Garrett, their defensive front instantly becomes one of the most dangerous in the league, say predictions. According to analysts, pairing him with Hutchinson would give Detroit a pass rush that quarterbacks have nightmares about. Of course, a trade like this doesn't just happen overnight. Garrett isn't inexpensive, and the Browns won't give him up without getting something serious in return. The Lions have draft capital and young talent, but would they be willing to part with high picks or big players to make it happen? That's the question of the moment. Trey Hendrickson is another name floating around. The Bengals pass rusher has been on Detroit's radar, and there's buzz that Cincinnati might be open to moving him. He's not Myles Garrett, but analysts believe he's an elite disruptor who could immediately upgrade Detroit's defensive front. Reportedly, his playing style fits perfectly with the Lions' aggressive defense. But again, it all comes down to cost. If Detroit can get Hendrickson without giving up too much, it could be a steal. At least experts think so. The offense isn't being ignored either. Cooper Kupp's name has started stealing the spotlight in trade rumors, and the Lions are right in the mix. The Rams are reportedly looking to move on, and betting odds have shifted in Detroit's favor. When the odds change that fast, it usually means something is brewing behind the scenes. Kupp may not be the same player who dominated in his Super Bowl MVP season, but he's still one of the most reliable targets in the league. Predictions say adding him would give Jared Goff another veteran weapon, making an already dangerous offense even better. Of course, for every player coming in, someone might be on their way out. The Lions just released Za'Darius Smith, and this move surprised some fans. However, apparently, it makes sense when you look at the bigger picture. Cutting ties with Smith frees up cap space. It signals that Detroit is preparing to bring in a high-impact player. Then there's Hendon Hooker. After signing Kyle Allen, the Lions suddenly have a crowded quarterback room. That's led to speculation that Hooker could be moved. When Detroit drafted him, it seemed like he could be a potential backup plan for Goff. But now the team is all in on competing, and developing a project quarterback might not be a priority anymore. Reportedly, if a team comes calling with a good offer, Hooker might be wearing a different jersey next season. All of this points to one thing: the Lions aren't done. Every move they've made so far suggests they're setting up for something bigger. This isn't just about adding depth or making minor adjustments. Instead, this is about finding the last piece of the puzzle. The team has already built a winning culture. Now they're looking for the move that turns them into legitimate Super Bowl contenders. The big question is, do they go all in now, or do they wait to see how things play out before the draft? If the right opportunity comes up, will Brad Holmes pull the trigger? The second story is about the draft. It's the next big move for the Lions. Every pick matters when a team is on the edge of becoming a serious contender. The front office is analyzing prospects, weighing their options, and deciding which young talents can make an immediate impact. Pass rush seems to be a priority. The Lions struggled to consistently pressure elite quarterbacks last season. Aiden Hutchinson did his job, but the defense needs more firepower. Donovan Ezeruwaku from Boston College has become a name to watch. His explosive first step and disruptive plays make him a strong candidate. JT Tuimoloau from Ohio State is another option. His versatility pushes him to excel in different schemes and makes him an intriguing fit. A strong defensive line can change everything, but reportedly, the Lions aren't ignoring other needs. According to insiders, the offense needs more depth. especially at receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the clear number one, but adding another dynamic playmaker could take the passing game to another level. Tim Patrick signed a one-year deal, but the Lions may look for a younger option. Eric Ayomanor and Trey Harris are two receivers generating buzz. Both bring size and speed, which could give Jared Goff more weapons to work with. Protecting Goff is just as important as giving him targets. Kevin Zeitler's departure left a hole at right guard. The Lions are searching for a replacement to maintain their dominant offensive line. Some analysts believe Detroit could address this need early in the draft. Others think they may test the free agent market before making a final decision. Linebacker depth is also a focus. Grant Stewart joined the roster. He brings toughness and special teams ability. However, the team may look for a long-term solution in the draft. The right pick could add athleticism and coverage skills and give the defense more flexibility. The defensive tackle position is another area to monitor. Roy Lopez signed with the team. He is expected to provide experience and rotation depth. Detroit might still draft a young tackle to develop. Reportedly, players like Ty Robinson and C.J. West are on the radar as late-round options. Right now, the Lions have options at every position. Sources suggest some picks will be about filling immediate needs and others will be about preparing for the future. The front office has built a strong foundation indeed, and the draft is another chance to take a step forward. Fans won't have to wait much longer to see how this all plays out. Now, moving on to the third story. It's about free agency, where things could get super exciting. The Lions have room to add impact players, but every decision has to be the right one. Some names have become the talk of the town, and if the Lions make a big move, it could change their entire outlook heading into next season. One of the biggest rumors involves Charles Omenihu. He's big, athletic, and can quickly get after quarterbacks, which make him a strong fit for Detroit's defense. Analysts say there's hardly any doubt that he could be an upgrade. But there are questions. Injuries and a past suspension are the concern. Given that, if the Lions decide to take a chance, they'll have to be sure he's worth the risk. DeMarcus Walker is another potential alternative. Granted, he's not a superstar, but he can pressure quarterbacks consistently, and this quality makes him a name to watch. The Bears are reportedly open to moving on, and if Detroit wants a solid rotational piece, Walker could be that guy. Von Miller's name has also popped up. He's a legend, no question, but he's not the player he once was. The Lions could bring him in as a veteran presence, but at this stage of his career, his impact would probably be limited. Money is a big factor in all of this. Reportedly, the Lions have around $49.5 million in cap space, but how they use it matters. They've already made a few signings, including Roy Lopez and Grant Stewart, but those are depth moves. If they want to land a top free agent, they might have to restructure contracts or cut players to make room. That's the kind of decision that separates good teams from great ones. The biggest question is, will Detroit go all in on a major signing or spread the money across multiple positions? Some believe one avant-garde player could put them over the top, while others think adding solid depth across the board is the smarter play. Either way, the next few weeks will tell the story. No one knows exactly when the next big move will drop, but free agency is pretty unpredictable. The right signing could make all the difference, and the Lions know that. It's just a matter of who they believe is worth it. The front office isn't done yet. Trade talks, draft picks, and free agency are all in motion. Big decisions are coming fast, and the next step could change everything. Stick around and keep an eye on Detroit. Things are about to get interesting. Subscribe now so that you don't miss any big news.